There's a new letter from Tesla to all stockholders. This one is about what Glass Lewis got wrong about Tesla, which is a proxy voting firm with a global client base of 1,200 institutions that collectively manage more than $25 trillion in assets. Keep in mind that the big brains behind Glass Lewis told everyone to vote no back in 2018 against Elon's compensation package. This is from the letter that Tesla sent. In its report, Glass Lewis, amidst key considerations, uses faulty logic and relies on speculation and hypotheticals. What is not hypothetical and is conspicuously absent from Glass Lewis report is the over 735 billion in value award incentivized Elon to help create for our stockholders in the 6 years since the award was overwhelmingly approved by stockholders. But if you think about it, it really makes sense that Glass Lewis would suggest to everyone vote against this, because if they say no, you have to vote in favor of this now, then they would have to admit that they were wrong back in 2018. So why would they do that? If they did that, they would probably lose some of their clientele. Now they can make up some reason. Oh yeah, in 2018, no, we were right. So we're just gonna vote the same way, just like we voted in 2018. But looking back at the last few years since 2018, it would have been, I think, unwise to vote against Elon's compensation package back in 2018 if you knew what was going to happen. Meaning, if we vote yes, Elon will definitely meet all of these targets. And if he doesn't, by the way, we don't pay him. Now, we don't know for sure exactly where Tesla would be if that compensation package was not approved in 2018, but we know for sure what happens if in 2018 compensation gets approved, which results in Tesla stock exploding. And here are some highlights from the full 25-page presentation that Tesla's board of directors is showing to investors. The Tesla ecosystem more than an auto company. I see some people say that all that Elon did was just pump on the stock with things that have not happened yet, and that's why the stock went up so much. No, but Wall Street doesn't really believe in dreams. It more believes in what has already happened. And what has already happened is revenue going from about 12 billion to 96 billion. Vehicle deliveries went from 103,000 to 1.8 million. We went from a $2.2 billion loss to now making $15 billion in profit. And those that I have seen say that Elon just pumped the stock failed to acknowledge that the Tesla Model Y is now the world's best-selling vehicle of any kind. And back in 2017, EVs were more of a niche thing, whereas now they're becoming more mainstream, especially in Europe and China. Our next growth vector is equally ambitious. If Elon doesn't get his compensation package, I will completely assume that Tesla is not going to successfully develop the Optimus bot. I still think that FSD would definitely be solved because Tesla has the most data, the fleet with all the sensors necessary to solve FSD, and all of the engineers already required to, I think, finish solving the problem. With Elon, though, I think it would happen faster. So even if I thought, let's say, that Elon does not deserve the $56 billion. But if FSD gets solved, meaning it's safer than human driving, 1 year sooner, just because Elon is there, I think there's an argument to be made that it would make sense to give Elon this compensation package to keep him committed to Tesla and to not offend him, so that he does not hold a grudge against Tesla shareholders. This is the history of the special committee and its thoughtful, rigorous, and independent process. Well, I'll agree with the thoughtful part and rigorous part. The independent part, what's the word? Elon and Kimball must recuse themselves. Okay, I'm gonna recuse myself from commenting on this independent keyword. However, we are getting a glimpse of how much is the board working on Tesla. Robust process over 8 weeks, including 16 meetings for more than 26 hours with thousands of hours of analysis by outside independent advisors. This is specifically about Tesla moving its legal base from Delaware to Texas. So just about this specific issue, it seems like the board is meeting twice per week. Probably other issues are discussed as well. I have seen some people suggest that the board just meets like once every 2 months and they basically do nothing. Well, this suggests otherwise. And we are hearing perhaps for the first time now in a long time, about Elon's new compensation package. Pay attention if you are a long-term Tesla stock investor here. This starts with ratification of the 2018 award, analyze potential alternatives to ratification, including not ratifying, received and considered substantial input from institutional and retail stockholders, making note of powerful and persuasive feedback from stockholders, concluded ratification would avoid prolonged uncertainty about Elon's compensation and motivation to devote his time and energy to Tesla. And look, the board is talking to Elon personally in private. What Elon can say publicly and privately are going to be two different things. And about Elon's new compensation package, the board and Elon probably roughly know what it is going to look like. And maybe Elon said, well, if I cannot get this old compensation package, how do I know that I would get this new one? And we already know by hearing directly from the board that Elon not getting compensation, whether economical or increased voting control, is demotivating to Elon. Do we want a demotivated leader? I don't want that for Tesla. And then Tesla is really pushing for us to be reincorporated in Texas. Interestingly, they say that Texas would provide potential cost savings, including no franchise taxes. So there might actually be a financial benefit in the long term to being incorporated in Texas. Now, I haven't done my detailed research about this specifically, but Tesla says governance experts have opined that stockholder rights are not negatively impacted by a reincorporation from Delaware to Texas. And there is an explanation in the footnote. Since 2014, ISS has recommended for 100% of public company redomestications to Texas. They wrote, reincorporation from Delaware to Texas would appear to have a neutral impact on shareholders' rights. And this is where it gets really interesting. Grab your popcorn. Glass Lewis, yes, Glass Lewis, the same one, has recommended for 80% of public company redomestications to Texas, but not for Tesla. Glass Lewis explained, in most respects, the corporate statutes in Delaware and Texas are comparable. But specifically in Tesla's case, it cited changes to the corporate charter that made it harder to call a stockholder meeting. Okay, but Glass Lewis just said that it's basically overall, when you consider everything, the benefits and the cons, it's comparable. Then Tesla shows us many quotes from reputable people that said that basically it's impossible for Elon Musk to achieve these targets to get the compensation, and they actually included someone that Elon Musk dislikes. Tony Sacconaghi, who is sort of a Tesla bear, he said, in the context of history, the financial targets Tesla has set are lofty, if not extraordinary. We note that CEOs Musk incentive targets call for Tesla's revenue to grow at a 32% compounded rate for the next 10 years and its market cap to grow at 28% per year over the next 10 years. There are only two companies in history that have grown revenues from 11 billion to 100 billion in less than 10 years. Apple and Amazon. Everyone's talking about Nvidia right now, but for the compensation package specifically, we need to compare Tesla and other companies between these time frames, and you can see that Tesla is beating all of these other major companies that performed actually great. It's just that Tesla crushed everyone else and did even better, providing a 1000% return during this period of time. Also, the concerns raised in 2018 around the award did not materialize. These were our concerns, and you can read and see what actually happened.